Good afternoon, everyone. Steve Georgie here from Allendale's trading floor. It is June 19th. Had a lot of volatility once again here today. As we saw yesterday, things were straight up again. July corn up 13 cents. December corn up 29.5, finding a big bounce. July is sitting at 612.5. And that December, we did close back above that 550. So pretty strong close there. 563.5. We'll need to see if we can get a secondary close back above 550 to keep things going. As far as beans, 49.5 cents higher in the beans. That's for old crop. New crop up 45, so strong around the board. We did see some exports today as far as beans, and to unknown, but guys are assuming that's China. The July beans are sitting at 14.33, with the November at 13.84.5. Now November, we went up to 13.95 today, and if you go back on a chart, I had a guy call me up and say, yeah, that isn't this a double top and maybe a triple top now for these beans? The last 2 years, we have gone up to 14 quite a few times, and as of right now, we've not been able to push through it yet. So it's been up here several times. We do have some good fundamental support behind beans. I think we'll have to see how we react right now. But we have an acreage report coming up here at the end of the month. So not this Thursday, but the following Thursday. And the expectation right now is that we're going to see about a 2 million acre increase for beans. So if the weather forecast stays the same, and we continue to get good to excellent ratings to peel back, we do have some good reasons to jump through that, as far as beans yet. But wheat following corn up 19 cents today. As I mentioned, the two hot button topics right now, weather, and we're going to run through good to excellent numbers here real quick again. But as far as the weather, still hot and dry, still looking out to that 2-week forecast with above average temps and below average precip. That's what guys are paying attention to and are going to remain that way. As we get closer to pollination for the corn, that's going to be a very big concern for us. Not much change here as far as the midday maps. So much like what we had seen yesterday, they've not increased a lot of rainfall, but be careful with that. That is something that we should, this is the end of June, early July, where we could see them come back in, put in some rain, and we can take that away very quickly. But as of right now, very strong close on a technical sense. We do have some good fundamental support right now behind these grains, but we are also at some good resistance areas as well. So continue to monitor that. As far as good to excellent ratings, as I mentioned, 63% good to excellent in corn. A lot of guys talking that we're below where we were last year and very concerned with it. The forecast right now for the next few weeks is still not looking too good in certain areas. So we'll need to see if that does change much or not. Beans, 56%. And, as I mentioned, beans sitting near good resistance right now for November. Still a big concern. Is it going to be enough to push us through that 14 level finally? But we have not been able to do that here the last few years. So keep that in mind. As far as some of the other factors that we're going to need to pay close attention to is what kind of decision or what is the Fed going to say tomorrow? We've got their notes. They're going to be reading their notes tomorrow as far as their meeting. And are we going to see QE3? Are they going to be talking about it at all? The dollar today dropping back 60 cents. So as I've said before, we see this dollar pullback. What does it do for commodities? We typically find strength in commodities. With that, if we do see another round of quantitative easing, that may end up pressuring the dollar and could support commodities. So be careful with that. Guys are getting prepared for that tomorrow. They will release that tomorrow at some point. The euro very strong, again up 106 points. The concerns are easing a little bit as far as now that the Greek elections are out of the way. That's giving a sense of confidence right now and still being very supportive here as far as the euro. But we'll see if that does continue. We've heard this before. It looks so good, everything is fine, and then the next day they take it all back. But as of right now, very strong, and that's with the dollar weakening as well. As far as livestock, fat cattle today, relatively quiet, down 15 cents in August. 117.82. Box beef today came in 23 cents higher in choice, Select up 179, at least at midday. We're still expecting cash cattle steady to about $1 lower. So keep that in mind as far as cattle. Hogs down 25 today, so taken back a little bit. The July sitting at 95.20. There are still some tight supply concerns out there, but as far as the chart and as far as where these futures are at, a lot of guys talking some kind of potential resistance at these levels. So continue watching that as well. We've seen some very good strength in these summer months. We're sitting at good levels. So it is a little concerning here at this point. The cash market's still staying pretty strong. So a lot of information I've thrown at you guys today. These markets are going to continue to trade, very volatile. Give us a call over here. We'd be glad to keep you informed. Reach us here at 800-262-7538 or check us out right there online at allendale-inc.com. Hope you guys had a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.